Shalom, damn it. This is Rabbi Sol Solomon. To be able to talk to a comedian, a humorist, a funny person who's on the telephone with us. Hold on. Push this button in and talk as we speak. Let me make sure I can hear the hilarious and also the muscular Aaron Berg. Aaron, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. How are you today, David?
Oh, shalom to you, Aaron Berg. Let me explain, first of all, for our listeners and also for Mr. Berg, whom I have not been in contact with at this point, that my name is Rabbi Sol Solomon, and I am the spiritual leader of Temple Sons of Bitches in Great Neck, New York. And I am a guest on Dave's Gone By every week now because I do a rabbinical reflection that you will hear later in the program. But sometimes Dave is kind enough to allow me to talk to people about Jewishness as it relates to the other things that they do, which are, of course, less important than their Jewishness. So this particular morning, I am very, very happy to be talking to the comedian and former stripper and also a weightlifter. What a strange combination of talents this man has. His name is Aaron Berg. Now Magazine said about him, there are few comics around doing this material Lenny Bruce would approve. Perhaps because you always want the approval of a dead heroin addict. But ladies and gentlemen, please welcome, in tandem with his current show at the New York International Fringe Festival, Mr. Aaron Berg. Welcome, shalom, Aaron.
Shalom, Saul. How are you today on this fine Shabbos?
I'm good. I wish I had your muscles so my prostate wouldn't hurt so much. But other than that, I'm good. How are you? What are you? How does it feel to have a show going up in the Fringe Festival?
It feels absolutely fantastic. It's a beautiful sunny day. We had a monsoon last night, which is always a horrible thing, but today's a great day.
Good. Now, when did you already do your first show? I think on the 18th you did?
The first show was on the 18th. It was mind-blowingly good. Lenny Bruce came back.
Did he really?
Through his heroin, kind of trance and blessed the show for us.
That is wonderful. I knew he would. I had a feeling that Lenny wouldn't let this opportunity go by.
We had a nice little Manischewitz toast after the show, and everything was good. And we had a show last night. It was horrible due to the monsoon, and then we have a show tonight at 10:15 at Dixon Place, which will be amazing.
Well, when you say horrible, you mean the crowd didn't turn up because they couldn't get to the theater?
Too many goys. Way too many goys.
Now, let me ask you, do you sense a difference when you're telling jokes, if some of your humor is ethnic? Do you have to couch it in different terms when you're trying to make the joke land with Goyim? Or can you basically trust that the material will land with Jews and or non-Jews? It's the joke itself, or whether they're stupid.
I think that they'll always get it. I believe that the beautiful thing about America is how politically correct we are in an incorrect sense. The wrong things offend us. So by making it base enough for the Goyim and the Jews to get it always works out.
What offends you, Aaron Berg?
Oh, what offends me? Vampire shows.
I'm with you on that.
Very trafe. I wouldn't do that.
I know. I mean, they suck more than blood. I just don't understand these
I
things.
think so. I don't know why they do it, and I don't know why there's such a big thing about it. I don't understand why I don't have a TV show, but some pretty boy with fangs has one.
Well, you're joking. You can call yourself a pretty boy, in quotes, because you have on some level made part of your living as a pretty boy. Why don't you explain to the world how you got to where you are? I mean, they'll see that in the show, but you can do the condensed version for us.
I started as a bodybuilder. After a horrible breakup with a woman, I decided that I would make my outer shell, my body, incredibly pumped up. I did that with the use of anabolic steroids, which are fantastic if you want to know what it's like to be angry and cry at the same time.
Actually, I know that, and I haven't taken a steroid in my life. But all right. I'm sorry, continue.
And then I became a male stripper, dancing for women, which is a very non-Jewish kind of vocation.
Oh, yeah. Jews hate taking their genitals out. They don't want to do it at the doctor. They want to do it under the covers. We don't even want to do it in the shower. We want a cup to put over them in the shower so we don't have to look at it and go, oh, that belongs to me? No, that's a terrifying thing. But let's roll it back because you're moving way, way quickly on this. Let's go. This girl, she broke you. Was she a shiksa?
Yes.
I knew it. I knew it. Blonde.
Yep.
Blonde chicks breaks a Jewish boy's heart. That is the story of all our lives. So,
all of our lives.
So how long were you guys together?
About a year and a half.
And what? She wanted to move on? She wanted to go to college? She wanted what?
It was already in college, and then she just wanted independence. And I even worked in a meat factory for her for a night.
Is that a sexual thing, or did you actually work with cold cuts and things?
I worked in a meat factory to move to a small town with this woman.
Oh, my God.
Handling meat.
Not even going to go there. You gave me that line too easily, and I'm going to be above it. However, I will keep it in reserve if I need a laugh later in this conversation.
Thank you, Saul. You're such a wise man.
So after you were handling your meat, she turned you down. She said, "Oh, I'm done with you. Goodbye." This broke your heart. Were you a pimply, normal-looking Jewish kid?
No, I was very good-looking. I think I had movie star good looks when I was a child.
When you were a child? Well, how about in your teens, the awkward early 20s stage?
No, I wasn't very awkward. I was not overly Jewy. I came from Canada. We would really hide it well up there.
That explains everything. All right, Canada. Yeah. Oh, okay. So you still felt, even though you were good-looking, could get more girls, etc., that you needed a more protective outer shell, but rather than just lift weights, you went like 200 zillion% into...
Yes, to the extreme.
Yeah. Was it an addiction in a way?
It was an addiction.
In other words, let's say you had a week. How much time would you spend working out, doing steroids, reading muscle magazines, all of that?
30 to 40 hours a week, a full-time job.
Gewalt. Now, and you must have felt at the same time that you were getting incredibly healthy, because what could be bad? You're putting muscle on. But what the hell convinced you to use steroids?
It's the extremist in me. It's the extreme that if you're going to do something, go all the way.
Now, I guess if you don't want to name names or whatever, but where the hell did you get them?
Well, it was this guy named Richie.
There's always a guy named Richie, isn't it? Yeah.
He was a Jewish guy that lived in Toronto, but it was kind of a Guido-y Jew. And he had a 5-liter Mustang, and he started selling pills so that he could keep his Mustang on the road.
So were you taking pills? You weren't injecting?
I was doing the pills first, then I started with the injecting and the
Did you get
I didn't know that you were supposed to change needles, so I used to inject them into my buttocks and use the same needle for about the first 20 shots. Incredibly painful.
You are too stupid to be a Jew. Do you understand this? I'm sorry. What? I mean, what? You don't know you don't reuse a needle? It's not a coffee cup,
How do you know?
you moron.
What's your needle use?
What? I mean, I know it's your same body. It's you. It's your same skin. But, it's like if I go to the bathroom, I don't put the urine back in my penis the next time I want to pee again. I start with fresh.
It's not like I'm in Flint, Michigan doing heroin in the middle of the street switching up needles.
Even
it was,
did you
it was
sterilize
me. I
the
thought
needles?
you'd
Did
have
you
one
wash
needle.
them?
The one needle works for 20 shots. I didn't know at the time. How am I supposed to know from steroids?
I don't know. You could. I guess you can't give yourself HIV. Well, maybe if you use the needle, then you contract HIV, and then you use the needle again, but you've already contracted. I can't.
You cannot give yourself HIV. You can give yourself various forms of hepatitis, but we can't get into how you would do that on the Shabbos.
All right, that's fair. That's a fair thing. So, did you get you said the rage and all that? Did you get the back pimples and all the things that people get?
Got the back pimples. I got the shriveled up who's-its, nuts-its.
Oh,
but it doesn't shrivel the main thing. Just so you know, that actually retains water and becomes larger.
It becomes larger?
Becomes larger.
Do you have Richie's phone number? Just wondering.
905
No, oh,
278.
Oh, you're not. You're not.
I'm not.
No, okay. Don't. Oh, my God. That's Anywho, well, okay, but that explains how you made the next. Did you try to be a professional weightlifter, join competitions and all that sort of thing?
I got to the point where I'd won a national title, and then if I wanted to go professional, I would have had to do far too many drugs, so I decided against it.
Were you doing other drugs at this point? Or you figured,
I
that's
would
not
smoke
healthy?
the odd little bit of pot. That was it.
So at least you didn't get addicted.
Pot. It helps when you're a bodybuilder. It increases your appetite.
Ah, interesting. So, are you still a bodybuilder? Do you still lift weights?
I still lift weights just to keep in shape, just so that I'm in good enough shape that women with lower self-esteem are attracted to me.
That has been my mantra for the past 47 years. But so you no more steroids, though, and just a little bit of pot.
Anymore. I don't need them anymore. I look fantastic.
All right, hey, this is good. Wow, a Jew with high self-esteem. So many things I'm learning today. This is amazing. But, okay, you're in the midst of still doing the big bodybuilder steroid thing, but you're not making enough money in the competition, and you don't want to get into the heavier drugs and that weird scene. So you get into a much more sane and normal scene, stripping naked for women in clubs. How did this start?
I first went to a gig in a place called Aurelia, Ontario, which is a very small town, kind of like a Poughkeepsie type thing.
Hey.
Went up there and was very nervous, dressed as a construction worker, which is what a lot of Jews would do because they think that women are very attracted to blue-collar men.
Aren't they?
And
is that a lie?
Yes, I think so.
Oh, okay.
And then I went on stage and stripped for 3 songs, and it went fantastically well. I made $27 in cash that first night.
Whoa. I have to work in the radio for 3 months to make that kind of money? Wow.
You shouldn't even say that you're making that kind of money unless you're filing it on your W-2s.
Whoops. Well, actually, did you file taxes when you made money like that?
No, you did not.
Did you put the
occupation,
all cash. Man meat? What do you put on there? Okay, so it went fantastically. Did you get all the way down to nothing, or did you wear a little a thong?
All the way down to nothing. And I don't know how much I can tell you about it, but women do not like to see nothing unless it's been prepared.
Tell us about this. It's college radio.
You have to prepare it.
Sorry?
Like a fine meal. It has to be ready for presentation.
I thought
and
that's
then it has to maintain presentation over 3 songs.
Right. Oh, you mean it's supposed to be? Oh, I thought it wasn't. I thought you just took everything off, and then it's okay if it swings and hangs. But it's gotta.
No, it's got to be there. It's got to be extremely swingy and extremely hangy, but it also must be full, engorged, if you will.
Whoa! You have to have liftoff. Oh, yeah. How do you? What's in your head when you're dancing, trying to do that?
You don't do it while you're dancing. You have to do it before you go out and dance, and then there's a rubber band involved.
Oh my God. Was it tied to a doorknob or something? What the hell?
You put the rubber band around the thing, and it keeps it there and keeps everything inside of there so that you go up, and then they think that it's like that all the time.
Is it painful, or you're not thinking about it? You're just
extremely painful. It turns blue.
Oh, God. Oh, God. It turns blue?
Turns blue.
Oh, all right. So you do this for 3 songs, and everybody's like, whoa. But wait a minute. If you're not wearing anything, right? You're just dancing around. You got the rubber band thing. Where do they put the money?
Well, you go up. You've got clothes on. So the first song, you get, your shorts and your vest, and you make the money, and you put that in the shorts, like you're the miser stripper. And then what happens after that is you start kind of collecting the money. And then you put it all in the middle of the stage, and then when you go to get off stage, you pick up all the money.
Oh, so it's not the thing where they're stuffing in the trousers.
They don't stick it anywhere. They've tried to wrap bills around it. It's very painful. You don't want a paper cut situation.
Oh, my. Well, it would be worth it for a 20, but nothing smaller.
I don't know. Not with the way the dollar is these days.
Did you have to, oh my gosh, in order for the presentation to work, did you have to shave and make nice and put oil on it and make it, I don't know?
Everything. Shave, baby oil, you got the elastic, you'd shave your legs, shave your armpits.
Well, okay. Oh my goodness. And so you did this the first time, and you were surprised at how enjoyable it was and how it was kind of easy money, and you got attention, everything at you once. So you kept doing it, right?
Yes.
And I guess, in a way, I mean, we not to look down on it, but it was a pretty good thing, no?
It was very fun. It was very fun. The money was great sometimes. Sometimes it was horrible. But it was a fun job. It was a way into show business. It was learning to perform. More people should do it. Where the roots of comedy come from is burlesque.
Well, did you ever see anybody famous in one of your audiences?
Christina Applegate.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, was it a bachelorette thing, where a party before she had one of her boobs cut off? What was it?
It was before. Yes, it was before she had the boobs cut off. She was in Toronto shooting a movie, and she came by the club.
Wow. So this was not just a sleazy little. Well, it was probably a fairly mid-level, high-level, nice club where
Mid-level,
women went to
Canadian
kick
version
back.
of Chippendales.
I'm sorry, it was a Hebrew version of Chippendales, you said? What?
Canadian version
Canadian
of
version.
Chippendales.
So, wow, was she any other famous people? Any male famous people?
No. Oh, yeah, designers.
Oh, well.
Some guy named Alfred Sung or somebody, and I don't know what they were doing in there, though. That was made me question a lot of things.
And I assume you did bachelorette parties and things like that.
Yep. Show up. I heard there's been a noise complaint, ladies.
Oh, God. With the costume and everything, with the policeman or whatever, yeah?
Yeah, the policeman costume.
Did these
I
things
did a
ever
doctor act. I was horrible. I couldn't dance. I was an awful dancer.
Oh. I guess it doesn't matter, does it?
No, not at the end of the day. I think once they see you and they're like, hey, this guy can't dance, and then once you take your pants off, they're like, all right, it doesn't matter that he can't dance.
Well, once the sausage is out, nobody cares about the bun, is basically
No,
what
they don't
yeah.
care. And once they see it, they're happy.
Well, let me ask, in the male fantasy of these things, did they ever turn into, like, really wild, orgiastic things, or was there always, like...
Yes.
Oh, boy.
Yes.
Like what? Tell me, damn it.
Oh, 2 Palestinian women simultaneously.
What? You
What?
mean...
What?
No, wait, okay,
What do you
hold
think?
it.
What,
Well, there's only one thing they
discussing
can do
land?
simultaneously, unless they
Sex.
joined, like,
We had
in that
sex.
movie about the human centipede. No, it had to be a tongue thing, I assume.
I don't think that there was a tongue thing involved, but
Oh.
2 Palestinian women.
Now, this
One
was...
of them was gorgeous. The other one was hideous. But you got to sometimes take one for the team.
So, but wait a minute. This was after the show or part of the show?
Yeah, after the show.
Oh. I meant kind of while you're performing in the club, does it ever get completely off the rails?
There were offers for stuff. I really valued my job. I thought I was a good employee, so I wouldn't really, you don't really go to your workplace and hope for fellatio. But if it's offered to you, sometimes you take them up on the offer, and other times you don't.
That's what I tell my congregation on Purim. And it's still
what
no
you should
offers.
tell
That's the sad part. I got to tell you.
Also applicable on Sukkot.
Yeah. Well, if you have a cot and you're sukkot. Oh, that's not even that was terrible. I take that joke back. I'm talking with Aaron Berg here on Dave's Gone By. This is Rabbi Sol Solomon. Mr. Berg was a very, very major weightlifter type person. Now he's a minor weightlifter type person. He was a stripper. Why did you stop the stripping?
I stopped because it started to get a little bit too much, and you have to either really want to do it for your entire life or you don't. And then they made me dance for men one night.
Okay.
And that was a point where I was kind of like, this really isn't for me anymore.
Well, couldn't you have said
I
just
got in
no
it for
to
the
that?
women and the money,
Wait.
not
Couldn't you have
to
said
learn how
no
to dress properly.
Wait. Couldn't you have just said no to the men gig and continued?
No, they would fire you. You want to work there on the big nights when Christina Applegate's there. You gotta work on the Sundays, is what they had explained.
So when you were there in front, you're a straight man, I assume. You're not gay or bisexual.
Yes, you assume correctly.
Not that there's anything wrong with that, but okay.
No.
So you go out there. What did you think about? Did you look at the ceiling? I mean, what the hell did you do?
I looked at a spot on the wall,
Okay.
straight across from me. Just looked on a spot on the wall.
That was probably a semen stain. I hate to tell you, but
It could have been.
yeah, I know. I don't know what that means. Anywho, so you at a certain point, because you're not going to do it forever anyway. It's not like you're going to be 50 years old up there and shaking your.
Let me tell you something.
Muffin
One of the
top.
guys I dance with is now 49. He still does it.
All right. Okay. Hey, look, if he still
Disgusting.
kept himself
Shows up in a Roscoe scooter, parks in the handicap space,
damn it.
comes upstairs with a walker.
I've fallen and I
Offers
can't get my
various kinds of
penis up.
medication.
Yeah. All right. No, but I don't know. When you gave that up, now you're not really competitive weightlifting and you're not stripping. What job was open to you? What did you do?
I started waiting tables for a little while, and then I went into an amateur night at a comedy club and found that I was very good at stand-up comedy.
Good. And this was how long
Started
ago?
doing stand-up, started doing some TV, some movies,
Whoa.
all straight and above-ground mainstream films.
All right. I wasn't
You
suggesting
remember
otherwise.
me in The Jazz Singer?
Wait. Stop. What? You were in the Jazz Singer?
No, I was never in The Jazz Singer. I made that up.
Oh, I thought you meant the one with Neil Diamond. No, okay.
Yeah.
I was in that one. No. God forbid.
Were you?
No,
All right.
I auditioned, but Lucy Arnaz got the part. But
Okay.
no, but so how long ago was this that you made the transition? How many years ago?
It was, let me see. Well, I first did a movie called Detroit Rock City that was about Kiss, and I had a couple scenes in that. That was about 14 years ago.
Oh wow, okay. So it's been.
And then I started doing stand-up after that. It's been about 11 years.
So where was your first stand-up gig? Was it in Canada?
It was at a Yuck Yucks Comedy Club in
Yuck
Toronto,
Yucks.
Canada.
Wow, yucks. And
Yuck Yucks.
what was it? An open mic?
Well, not an open mic. They had like an amateur night. There's not open mics there like there are here. You never have to pay to go on stage, which is something that they do here.
I know.
I would never pay to go on stage. No, come on.
Well,
So
it
you
wasn't.
go on and
Make you bring
you call
two
in,
people.
you leave your name, and if they want you to go on, then you go on. You do 5 minutes.
Do you remember? I'll bet
I
you
did
do.
5 minutes.
I'll bet you remember what your first gig at Yuck Yuck. What was your material about? What did you talk about?
Awful jokes.
Like?
Awful.
Tell him.
Hey, George Michael. Huh? Those songs are weird. Wake me up before I go should be more like I'm whacking off before I go. Awful jokes.
Damn it.
Awful jokes.
Oh.
And I didn't even sing. I just say the words.
Oh,
And I had a Michael Jackson joke. He's gone in and out of comedy about 80 times. Don't make an in and out joke about Michael Jackson, by the way. And what else? Yeah, there was that. Oh, and then I would do beer commercial ads.
Okay.
Beer commercial ads. I'd be like, you wake up, it's 4 a.m, you find out your high-performance German automobile has been in an accident. You don't remember what happened, but there's blood and hair all over the grill of the car, and you vaguely remember hitting something. You're not sure what, but the front of the car has bicycle handlebars on it. Welcome to your Carlsberg years. See?
Oh,
They went
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Yeah.
But audiences liked it. You said you killed it. Went well.
No, they liked it, but they were horrible jokes. And then after I did it for a few years, then I found a way to take all the stuff from the stripping days and make that funny, which is a process unto itself.
And obviously, in doing that, I think Dave mentioned early in the show that you are not an X-rated comic in the sense of sexual dirty, but your language and your material, I mean, it is hardcore. If you're going to see Aaron Berg's show called Underbelly Diaries Redux at Dixon Place as part of the Fringe Festival, do understand this is not a show to bring children to.
No children, but it's uncensored, as all comedy is meant to be.
Right on. This I agree
It's
with.
uncensored. I don't like clean, TV-friendly stuff. Do you?
No, me, no. I wallow in filth. This is where I
Good.
live. So, let me ask, though, was there a hesitation on your part when you first started bringing in your autobiographical stuff? I mean, it's one thing if people talk about, oh, I had an office job and they make fun of that, or, oh, I was on this airplane and let me talk about airplane food. It's quite another to say, well, I had to wrap a rubber band around my schwanz in order to do this and this and this.
Obviously, there was a great deal of introspection and pondering whether or not this was a good move. I mean, I'm sure that it keeps me somewhat out of the mainstream, but simultaneously it's very fulfilling from an artistic point of view, and audiences enjoy it.
Well, now that you are, would you say that you are a full-time stand-up comedian or have been for the past decade?
I would say that.
Yes? That would. So are you able, not being quite on the radar like, let's say, a Ray Romano or a Louis C.K. or a Sarah Silverman, to drop a Jewish name in there, are you making a decent living, which I guess imagines touring 250 days a year or something like that?
I stopped touring. I now live in New York City, and I'm working on developing this show for a cable network, and I do stand-up in New York City, and I make most of my living from television and film.
Oh, because that's right, because you're doing small roles in, what are some of the things that you're
doing guest starring roles, small roles, guest starring roles, working my way up to being a series regular on a dramatic series.
So were you out there for, did you go to Los Angeles for, what do they call?
I can't go to Los Angeles. That place is an insipid wasteland. I will stay in New York City where there's culture and where people with intellect live.
Well, okay, fair enough.
You're not in Los Angeles, are you?
No, we're in Colorado. Yeah, this is a bastion of reading and intellect right here. Northern Colorado.
All right.
I'm not going
I've
to say
heard
bad
great
things.
things about Colorado. I have a woman that keeps emailing me from Colorado.
Ooh.
Some great pictures, actually.
Oh, you'll have to share those. When we get off the air, we'll have to. So, speaking of women, I know you got into the whole bodybuilding and also the other stuff to meet some chicks. Are you settled down? Are you with women? Do you have a son, I think?
I was engaged. I left my fiancée to move to the United States and live the American dream.
Oh, wow. Are you still kind of separate but still together, or are you separate?
We're separate. We talk on occasion, and now that I'm in New York, I'm looking for a educated Jewish woman, slightly younger than me, who makes a good living and works outside of the business.
I love the qualifications there. It's like, well, she's got to make. I'm in comedy. I'm in show business, so she's got to make a good living on her own. Because God knows, you never know in my business. Educated, all right, you can find that in the. So I assume doing stand-up, you get a lot of women, if only for a night or two.
That would be a proper assumption.
Good, but you're not finding like the one to be a real girlfriend?
I'm going to go on a date next week. Let's see what happens.
Oh, mit Mazel. I hope it goes wonderfully. She's Jewish, I hope.
Yes.
Yes!
That's a new thing for me, by the way.
What, sorry?
Very new thing.
What?
Never been with a Jewish woman before.
Never. What?
Never.
Well,
not once.
Jewish women don't go to strip clubs, and they don't watch weightlifting competitions. And they eat kosher meat. So no wonder you were striking out on all levels. Let's face it.
Yeah.
But
I've never made the effort.
You got yourself enough shiksa over the years to make up for it.
More than enough shiksa.
Oh.
More than enough. Overly ample shiksa.
Can you make a generalization about shiksa women for us?
Yeah, they like to do everything.
Oh, you mean in that? Whoa. Well, now that you're dating Jewish women, be happy that you had it before.
Yeah.
Because once you have Jewish women, it's like, would you like to? No. Would you like to? Can we? No. What if we tried just one? No.
There's one day every year when no matter what, and that's the birthday.
Oh, that's right. That's the one. That's the one where you have the threesome in the sukkah with, places you can put.
I think it was the 11th commandment.
There you go. Aaron Berg, tell us just a little bit more about your show before we have to go. Underbelly Diaries Redux. It's playing at Dixon Place, which is downtown. What is it, on the east side? Where is that?
Lower East Side, 161A Christie Street between Rivington and Delancey.
Okay, and
we have a show tonight at 10:15.
Tonight.
2 shows next weekend, Saturday and Sunday, both matinees.
Oh, excellent. Because you want that young crowd in there. You want the 12-year-olds to come see this.
That's exactly what we are. No, it's not.
People can go to aaronberg.com, AARONBERG, for information about your career, your schedule, the things that you're doing, and also, I assume, this show. Because you should know that it's not the usual off-Broadway, Broadway schedule where Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 8 o'clock, da-da-da. It is what you said. It's 10:15 tonight, and then you're doing 2 matinees next weekend.
Yep.
So go see. But tell us just a little bit, what's a little bit more that you haven't told us here?
The show is incredibly uncensored. It works through the entire process of me being a good Jewish boy, becoming a bad Jewish boy, because I was influenced by a film called Scarface, and it was about living the American dream. And now I've moved here, and it covers me moving here and how the dream is going thus far.
And I would have to say, since you are making a living doing stand-up and you're living in New York, which is the place you want to be, and you're going to be appearing on stage and having, I'm sure, people and friends and managers and agents coming to see you and things, I guess you really are living in some level the dream.
I think so. And I'm on your show, which has always been a goal.
What has been a goal? I'm sorry, I missed that.
For the past 3 or 4 days since I knew about it. It has been a dream of mine to be on Sol's show.
Thank you.
Yes.
What can I say? Was it everything you hoped and dreamed that it would be?
More than I hoped and dreamed it would be. It's going to be difficult to go about my day from this point on because I'm still riding such an eclectic wave from speaking with you.
You know what? In your honor, while I'm playing music after this, the interview's over, I'm going to try and wrap a rubber band around my wang. Just to see.
I would love for you to do it. You usually go about 3 or 4 times, and you want to get the undercarriage as well.
Oh, oh my God. Remember, I'm circumcised. I don't have much of a carriage or an undercarriage. I have a wheelbarrow down there. That's all. There's nothing.
All right.
But Aaron Berg, thank you. It has been a real pleasure. Everybody go to aaronberg.com. Everybody go to the New York City International Fringe Festival to see Underbelly Diaries Redux. Mr. Berg, shalom. Have a wonderful Shabbos to you. Thank you for being with us.
Shalom. Thank you, Sol.